welcome back. I have a little haul for you today. I've been receiving a few decks lately, and there's been a lot of talk of alchemy, and there's been a lot of alchemy happening in this room actually, and so you will see alchemy featuring in this particular haul. Okay, so I have been after some of these decks for quite a while. Some of the other ones not so long, discovered by sort of happen chance, but I'm just gonna give like a very quick first impression overview of what's been happening with these decks. And they are, so I already did a review of this one, the Auset Egyptian Oracle cards. I already did a review of this one, but I didn't post it because I thought no, more time is needed with that deck, and I was right, because it's worked out quite different to the first impression that I had given it. So that'll be an interesting review. This is the Oracle of the Roses. If you are into roses, this might be of interest to you. The Oracle of Seshet, which is Normandy Ellis's cards. Now, of course, you don't have to buy those. You can actually just buy, actually, if you can do the cards yourself with the prints that she has in the book. So it would be like sort of, you know, either taking photos of them, or you would need to photocopy them in some way and then cut them out and laminate them. I just thought getting the deck was much better. I know, I'm so lazy. Earth Alchemy Oracle, very interesting. I'm looking forward to getting into the review of that. The newly released Wild Unknown Alchemy by Kim Krantz, which is totally awesome. And finally, I don't know if you will be able to make this out, the Ocean Dreams by Danielle Noel has finally been released, as I'm sure you are aware, and has hit all of everybody's post box, and it is just a dream. I just love it. Okay, so today we're just doing a quick overview video, and I will be doing in-depth video reviews of all of these. So the Auset is a fairly, I'm going to call it a standard Oracle deck. The cards are a standard sort of Oracle deck size cards. They are, as you can probably see, very slidey cards, you know. They're laminated, and they're probably quite shiny. You can probably see them as well quite well. What I don't like about them is the fact that the human figures are too buff for my taste, but a lot of the more traditional, let's say, depictions, like the Ankh, are absolutely superb and really speak to me. The Nile is really good. So although, you know, I'm not a great lover of depicting Imhotep this way, there are tools in there that are very interesting, and so for that reason I still think it's a very viable deck, even if not the best pictorially. The pictures are not my favorite, but I must say, working with it, it has been spot on. So I will go on and linger over that in the full review. If you want to know more, do join the full review of this one. I might include little links in the description. The book is okay. It's a little bit confusing because it has, to my taste, too many card meanings. You know, it kind of details them a little bit too much, but it's proven to be a very useful tool. So go figure, right? Don't write it out, just write it off just yet. I'm going to move on to the Oracle of the Roses, because I don't want this video to be too long. The Oracle of the Roses I was after a rose oracle, and I still think there's got to be a way of doing a really good rose oracle. I didn't want to give into Rebecca Campbell's rose oracle because I don't think it would hit the spot for me, but I understand that it hits the spot for many people. So I'm not even going to mention it any more than that because I haven't held it in my hands, I haven't connected with it, but I knew that because Danielle Noel wasn't doing it, I basically wasn't going to get it. So I did get this Oracle of the Roses though, which is extremely interesting. It has beautiful depictions. I'm just going to give you a few of roses. The back is lovely. The side is a shiny red, which really kind of draws you in. The roses go from wild to old garden roses to modern garden roses. So if you are a gardener, this might be the one for you. The way that it works is with archetypes, and I already have an archetype deck that I really love, and I don't know if for me I was after another archetype deck, but I just love digging into the roses and seeing the archetype in a rose, with a rose vibe on it, I guess. I find it, I think this one is a wild. I just find the way that it's organized very nice. The finish on the cards is matte and it's just lovely, just really lovely to handle actually, and it shuffles really nicely as well. The book I quite like because it has some botanical notes as well as plant energies, so meanings and uses. It has deities being attached to every plant and astrological sign, which some people are not happy with because some signs are overrepresented compared to others, so I'm not too wedded to this. There's an archetype exploration and there's the oracle meaning as well, which completes the whole thing. It's in color, the guidebook, and each rose has a double page, and this is also edited by Rockpool. I do like it, especially when I'm looking for a sort of archetype, or I'm looking to cross-reference, you know, which deities are sort of present, you know, which archetypal deities are present. And sometimes it's been quite funny pulling Thoth here, pulling Thoth from the other Egyptian deck and pulling Thoth equivalents in there as well. So it's been quite entertaining. The third deck I'm presenting today is the Oracle of Seshet, and this is Normandy Ellis's baby, and it's very compact, as you can see. These are more like playing card sort of size. It comes with key cards, so even if you don't have the book, you have key cards for all the cards, and then you have advertisement of Normandy's books, of Normandy's other work, and then I'm guessing there's more advertisement. There's quite a lot of adverts in there actually, so feel free to maybe do away. I didn't want the cards to float around in the packet, so I just put all the spare ones one way and then the actual good cards the other way. It works for some reason. The back has Seshet, hopefully you can make her out, and on the front you have all of the hieroglyphic pictured with the name in order to go and access them in the book. So this works with the book Hieroglyphs Words of Power, okay, which is Normandy Ellis's book, and again I will be doing full review on this. It has been quite handy. I quite like working with the hieroglyphics. Auset. So good. She has chosen some very, very good samples for each of the hieroglyphs that she has chosen to depict in the book and in the cards. My only beef is that the cards are quite small. I would have liked them to have been oracle size, but hey, beggars can be choosers, so I'm quite happy to have a deck. Now, I needed to import this from the States. I am in the UK. Your postage is basically going to be the same price as the deck. The deck was maybe, was it $16 or something? And then your postage was about the same again. So anyway, worth getting. For me, definitely. If you're into hieroglyphics, definitely. If you like Normandy's book, then definitely it's gonna be quite nice to be able to handle the hieroglyph, to have it in your space if you like to put your cards up in your space as well. That's quite nice. I will do full review later on. Here we have the Earth Alchemy Oracle. This is a bit of a haphazard thing. I kind of saw it and I thought, oh, that sounds really nice. And I will do, again, full review of this. And I thought it was indicated because our first Uncovering Alchemy weekend really was focusing a lot on Earth. And I don't know, this little deck really called to me. There's a really nice activation of the deck in there, which is lovely. I'll say more about the guidebook. The guidebook is maybe the one thing that is a little bit flawed, the way that it's set out. I believe I'm not the only one to have said that. The cards, if you compare to, say, the Rose Oracle, the cards are smaller. See, I do like this. They're a little bit smaller, which for some of us this will be a plus. Some of us with small hands. I like the size of the cards. This is not a fussy deck. It doesn't have a fancy tranche. It has a lovely crystalline backing with loads of color. I love the fact that it's colorful, and I love that it mixes crystal and plant energy, and that realizes the Earth Alchemy, as I am led to believe. I like that it gives you a title, so it tells you what plant, what crystal, what element you're working with, title, sort of the theme for the card, and then keywords for the cards. So there's quite a lot, even though it's quite a small card, there's quite a lot going on the card itself. Now, I don't know how these are coming out right now. I'm hoping they're coming out okay. I have seen them a lot overexposed. When you hold the deck, the art actually comes through a lot sweeter than it does on camera. I wasn't really taken by the art, the art when I saw it on the screen, and I thought it was important to point that out because the art comes through very different in person. Okay, so I'll go on at length about this when I do the full review. This is just a little look, a little preview. The Wild Unknown Alchemy deck is next. You can't see my face, but I'm grinning. I've been waiting for this one for quite a few months. It dropped, is it a week ago? And it has already been used quite a bit. I tuned into Kim Kranz's live sort of workshop talk that she did on Sunday night, for the release. It was quite interesting. Tuning into the deck was quite interesting. Following her guidance. I like the way that she's organized the book. I have all 4 of the Wild Unknown decks. I do like the way she works. What can I say? Let's just give you a little overview of the cards. I find that her use of color shapes is just very good. It's very good. It's very good when you need a clear, punchy answer or a clear, punchy get moving. Okay, I find that her decks really go for you. Okay, sometimes they can be a little bit, whoa, that was a little bit strong, thank you very much, deck. Okay, so the theme is all in the sort of blues. Now the backings, I'll go on about this probably. You have some cards that seem to have a slightly more blue and some that have a slightly more purple backing. I'll get into that later. The cards are within the theme, you know, the art is in the same vicinity as all her other decks, but I find that she has explored, she's explored more concepts and she has sort of unleashed the art for this one. I find it's her most mature deck for sure. There's a perfection about it that comes through, and even the ideas that she gives you in, you know, for the draws yeah, it's clearly been maturing for some time, and she's clearly very comfortable with her subject matter. And so for that alone, you can learn a lot from getting that particular deck. And I shall carry on showing all of the cards and explaining the suits when I get into the full review. For now, we're going to go to my second favorite author. Oh yeah, so you notice that the cards are hexagonal. Yes, they are hexagonal. And you know, you just need to be able to line them up somehow, which, you know, sometimes is just gonna be a challenge, especially when you're doing something like this. Okay, the last deck is the latest one to have come. Been waiting for this, okay, for a year. Was it a year ago that I saw it on Danielle Noel's? Anyway, sublime. It's like delving into water, and so we go from earth alchemy to overall alchemy to ocean alchemy. Ocean, water, and Danielle manages to weave everything else into this as well. So I'm just going to give you just a few depictions from the deck. I just absolutely love this deck. Again, you can see how different it is from Kim Kranz, and for me both work. Sometimes I need to not be punched in the face by a deck. And this is what I reach for, okay? Because the pastels don't punch you. They very subtly let you know what's there, what's present. And I find that this way of working binds really well with the water element, actually. You know, it doesn't need to pull a punch. It can just tell you very softly, very sweetly what is happening. I love the way that Danielle Noel has organized the guidebook as well. The back of the cards, the edge there, I don't know if you can see, there's a slight glitter to it. It's a turquoisey glitter, and it's like each card you can dive into and, yeah, just be refreshed by it. And if you do any alchemical work, you know, you can call in the water. If you work with the water element, you can call in the water and just totally dive into these. I absolutely love them, and I'm sure I will be, well, reaching for them like all the time. She has got some lighter ones, some darker ones. It's very difficult to, I think, to really get the measure of this, and I have no idea how this is coming out on the camera, so I will check, and then when I do the full review I'll make sure that these come through correctly, because I've seen a lot of overexposed material in the week that has just passed, so I'll try and do it justice as best I can. The cards only have a title on them, so they really are, they have no border, just a little title. You can really get into these. Okay, and they're just sort of a standard deck size. These are self-published, so that Danielle Noel publishes these. You know, she has her own way of doing this. It comes in a magnetic box rather than a tuck box. Same here. So those are the latest 6. I hope you enjoyed this brief overview. I will put chapters so that you can zoom around and see which ones you like the best. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends if you think it might be useful to them. And I will do the reviews, the full reviews for all these guys, and I hope you will enjoy them. For now, thank you for your presence, and I'll see you soon.